Hello, this is Open Gyan House, and today topic is Kubernetes. So Kubernetes is also known as k8s. So if you see the Kubernetes word, so there is the first letter is K and the last letter is S, and there is 8 letter between K and S. So we also known as k8s. So uh, in this video I will talk about how things are changes from the traditional deployment to the Kubernetes deployment. So this will be my last slide. So initially I will spend some time on the traditional deployment and how things are changes in last 10 to 15 years in IT industry. So if you remember, initially our server is look like this. So if you have any application that you want to deploy, so you need one server and where you deploy your own operating system, and on top of operating system you will set up your application. Okay, so this is something like the initially server look like. And if you have any application that you want to deploy, so you need some data center, and in data center you can manage your server. But the thing is, the managing the data center is like the costly activity. So in few of the IT vendor, they working on this, and they came up with the idea like how we can effectively manage the server resources and how we can reduce the cost. So in last 8 to 10 year, the virtualization, virtual machine, is come into the picture, where you can install different operating system in one hardware. So it is something the logical separation of your operating system. So you need one server where you can install the hypervisor, and in top of the hypervisor you can install different OS, or where you can differentiate your different application or setup. So virtualization is very hit at that time. And then there is still some limitation in virtualization, where we have to install the whole packages from OS. So if you have 2 or 3 VM, so somehow you have to install all the packages for that particular OS to optimize more and use resources more effectively. And the Docker came into the picture, where you can install instead of hypervisor you can install the Docker engine in top of the operating system. And here you can, on the basis of your what kind of application you are running, if you have any nginx or tomcat or web application, so you can install the lightweight image for that particular OS, and you can deploy your application. So Docker will more effectively use the hardware. But again, the issue is, if you have some application which has thousand of images or thousand of server that you have to deploy, the managing all these node is very difficult in Docker also. So the Kubernetes come into the picture, where different cloud vendor like Amazon, Google, they will provide one platform where you can deploy the different Docker image of your container based images in Kubernetes engine. So they will provide you one platform where you just need to deploy your application or your application container, and they will manage this cluster. So as you only have to deploy your application. So few things that you have to understand, where you need to deploy your images. And there is also for deploying your system in Kubernetes, they will provide you some predefined Helm chart or predefined configuration that you can utilize or use. So if I talk about how things is changed in last 10 to 12 year in IT industry. So initially, if you have some application, so you need some hardware or data center. Then things are moved to VMworld, and then again VMworld also have some limitation, or the resource utilization is not good. So things are moved to the Docker, and now managing the Docker for 1,000 images is very difficult. So now things are moving to the Kubernetes. So cloud vendor will manage the clustering part, but still they will provide you some console or GUI where you can check, or if you have some configuration that you can manage. So if I talk about the benefit of Kubernetes, so few benefit that I want to discuss in this video. So you can easily scale up your application if you are using the Kubernetes. So it will provide you the scalability and manage easy to manage, because they will manage your cluster. So it is easy to manage your application if you have multiple images or instances over there. And it will also provide you zero downtime upgrade, so you can upgrade your application with minimum downtime. And it will also have the self-healing capability. So if your container goes down, so the GK engine it will check and restore the services. So you just need to deploy your images in Kubernetes cluster. So hope like this information is useful to you, and if you want to look like how things will work on Kubernetes, and if you have some application that you want to deploy in like Kubernetes, so how you can achieve it, so just let me know in comment section, then I will create more video on that. So hope like this information is useful to you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.